First off, I'd like to start off by saying Chris Martin is a little rat and a snake, and Coldplay is the worst band in human history.
The Coldplay scandal? Yeah, it's far from over. Andy Byron, the man who went viral after being caught on the kiss cam with his unmarried colleague at a Coldplay concert, is now threatening to sue Coldplay and even Chris Martin himself. Yep, you heard that right. Instead of apologizing or laying low, he's lawyering up. This isn't just drama anymore, it's turning into a full-blown legal mess.
Saying that they ruined his reputation, that he's no longer, he lost his job, right? So he has damages, right? They're going to cost him his marriage. So there's all this sort of damage to him.
And with the internet already roasting him, Andy might be walking straight into even more backlash. But here's the big question. Could this lawsuit actually hurt Chris Martin? Let's break down the legal side of this controversy, what Andy is claiming, what his chances really are, and whether Chris Martin should be worried at all. Let's get into it. Chris Martin just got threatened with a lawsuit and laughed in the guy's face. Chris Martin heard someone's trying to sue him and couldn't stop laughing. That someone? Andy Byron, former CEO of billion-dollar tech company Astronomer, who's apparently blaming Chris for the public disaster that he walked straight into. Let's rewind. July 16th, Gillette Stadium in Boston. The Coldplay concert is in full swing. The kiss cam pans across the crowd and lands on Andy Byron and his HR director, Kristen Cabot. Both married, just not to each other. They look like deer in headlights. Then Chris Martin, from the stage, drops the quote that broke the internet.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Boom. One sentence. That clip exploded online. 50 million views, thousands of memes, and the internet immediately went in on the pair for what looked like a very real, very public cheating scandal. The fallout? Brutal. Andy's wife Megan reportedly demanded a $35 million divorce settlement or 5% of his company's shares for life, just for the public humiliation. Within 72 hours, both Andy and Kristen resigned from Astronomer. The company lost its CEO and HR head in less time than it takes to binge watch a Netflix series.
CEO Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company. The company's board of directors accepted that resignation today.
This requires, to me, not one, but two resignations.
And here's where it goes from embarrassing to unhinged. Instead of owning up, Andy Byron decided to blame Chris Martin. Yep. He's threatening to sue Coldplay for invasion of privacy, emotional distress, and, get this, being turned into a meme without permission. Chris Martin's reaction? Reportedly laughed out loud, because seriously, who sues over a kiss cam? Legal experts aren't being kind either. They're calling the potential lawsuit frivolous and dead on arrival. Why? Because when you buy a concert ticket, you agree to being filmed. It's printed right there in the terms. And when you're in a crowd of 65,000 people, there's no such thing as expectation of privacy.
So if anyone is thinking about a lawsuit here, I think Mr. Byron is the one who should be worried about getting sued by his own company.
Also, and this is key, if Andy wants to sue for defamation, he has to prove the affair comment was false, which would mean publicly denying the affair. And neither he nor Kristen has done that. Interesting. Insiders from Astronomer say they weren't even surprised. Rumors of Andy and Kristen's relationship had been floating around the office for months. The kiss cam didn't create the drama, it just broadcast it. Now, Andy's not suing because he's innocent, he's suing because he got caught on the Jumbotron in front of the world. It's not defamation, it's just awkward. Meanwhile, Chris Martin is having a blast. At recent shows, he's been joking with the audience that cameras are always rolling. Clear jab at Andy, without ever saying his name. The man turned a scandal into a running joke and came out looking like a rock star legend. As of now, Astronomer's scrambling under interim CEO Pete DeJoy, while Andy and Kristen are both jobless, dealing with messy divorces, and probably regretting their life choices. And that lawsuit? Still just a threat. Rumor has it even Andy's own lawyers are warning him not to file, because it could end what's left of his reputation. Now in this video, U.S. Attorney Andrew Esquire from Legal Mindset breaks down exactly what could happen if Andy Byron's lawsuit actually moves forward. According to him, Andy might think he's creating legal trouble for Coldplay, but in reality, he's setting himself up for a massive loss. Why? Because the terms and conditions of Coldplay's concert tickets are crystal clear. When you attend, you agree to be filmed, and not just by Coldplay's crew. The concert's third-party sponsors also have rights to use that footage, often for viral content and marketing purposes. So legally, Andy Byron is standing on very shaky ground. Suing over something you gave permission for by just showing up, not a strong case. Andrew Esquire says that once Andy's legal team fully reviews the terms, it'll be obvious this lawsuit is doomed. Byron isn't just picking a fight with Coldplay. He's going up against a legal contract he already agreed to. Here's what Andrew Esquire had to say on Legal Mindset.
Coldplay themselves wasn't putting out any facts that aren't true. the only facts you have are the camera. It's showing you what happened on the camera. So what about that is not true? And what about that is malicious? Because also he's a public figure. He's a person who's kind of out there. So what would be malicious and a lie about catching you two on the camera? There's nothing about the Kiss camera that is malicious and defamatory. If anything, if you went into a defamation suit, you'd have discovery, you'd have people asking questions, and the truth would come out that he was indeed having an extramarital affair. This was indeed something he shouldn't have been doing. So yes, that might be possible against third parties, but not against Coldplay. How are you going to get Coldplay for the camera? The second thing is Coldplay doesn't really control the camera. It's really going to be a third-party contractor. It's going to be somebody that they paid to do that. So you're not really going to be able to get directly at Coldplay on that one, buddy. The next one would be invasion of privacy. And this one's curious because you're in public.
Honestly, I completely agree with what Legal Mindset said. If privacy was that important to Andy Byron, then he should have known better. Coldplay isn't responsible for protecting your personal secrets, especially not in a public concert with tens of thousands of people and cameras everywhere. Coldplay didn't invade anyone's privacy, they just filmed the crowd like every major concert does. They're not running your personal life, they're running a show. And let's be real, this kind of scandal, we've never seen it blow up like this before. So yeah, maybe people never paid attention to this privacy at concerts topic before, but now it's out there, and it's not Coldplay's fault that Andy Byron and Kristen got exposed. The real issue here isn't the camera, it's the affair, and Coldplay didn't create that, they just accidentally caught it. So for Andy to now blame them and threaten a lawsuit, it just shows how desperate he is. Let's face it, Andy Byron already lost everything. His job, his reputation, his marriage. So what's left? Trying to take others down with him? This kind of behavior, it needs to be called out. Because people like Andy don't take accountability. They had families, kids, people who trusted them, and instead of owning their actions, they're looking for someone else to blame. In this case, it's Coldplay. But the truth is simple. Coldplay didn't ruin his life. Andy Byron did.
Cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
You do have to think about the children and the spouses. We're all laughing about it, but they're all families and stuff.
This kind of scandal ruins people's mentality and brings so much shame. If anything dangerous happens later because of this, these two, the CEO and the HR chief, will be the ones responsible. And right now, let's be honest, no one believes Andy Byron has any chance of turning this controversy around. The damage is done. His reputation is in pieces. And this lawsuit, it's not looking like a comeback move. Whether the legal process moves forward or not, most experts agree this isn't going to end well for him. And now, believe it or not, he's also threatening to sue Chris Martin personally. But Chris isn't sweating it. He's laughing. Literally. At Coldplay's next concert, he joked on stage about people trying to sue him over kiss cam moments. That says it all. He's not just unbothered. He's turning it into comedy. Meanwhile, both Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot, once high-ranking execs at a billion-dollar company, are now out of jobs, under public fire, and facing the consequences of their own decisions. So here's the big question I want to leave you with. Do you think Andy Byron's lawsuit could actually take a turn and succeed? Or is this just damage control after getting exposed? And what's your take on the whole privacy at public concerts debate? Should people expect privacy in a place like that? Drop your thoughts in the comments.